Rahu in the 10th Ketu in the 4th will show that this person will come from a paradigm of feeling that their needs are met, that their needs are taken care of. They'll feel, self-contained in the heart. They were probably nurtured quite well, or at least meant to feel like they have the emotional strength to get through life. So they don't put a lot of attention on it. They don't put a lot of attention on their feelings. They might be very hidden. The feelings might be quite buried and overlooked. Maybe they didn't get nurtured very well, but often you'll see that they have. Either way, the feeling content of their life is not as important. What is important is the 10th house, where there's an obsession with power. Not in a bad way. Power is not a bad thing. Because we're used to it being abused, power often seems bad, but the 10th house is about duty, responsibility, and pressure, handling outer pressure. But Rahu becomes obsessed with that power part of it. Will this give me power? And so we're willing to handle the pressure when Rahu is in the 10th in order to get the power that we want. And we tend to overlook our feelings as we are on that course. Again, these houses work in opposition to each other. We only have as much power, and we can only rise in life as much as we're able to handle the emotional pressure that comes along. And that doesn't go away just because we have the nodes there. What will typically happen is the person will go deeper into their feelings, which is the Ketu nature, or they might tend to compartmentalize them as they try to get more power with Rahu in the 10th. So it can be kind of difficult. This could, because Ketu is about hiding things and being somewhat withdrawn, the person might really compartmentalize their feelings in order to get more power, and then eventually it sort of crumbles because there's a lot of illusion around the Rahu-Ketu axis. But often you'll see when Ketu is in the 4th, at the very least, they feel self-contained in their confidence, in their emotional confidence. At least if you talk to them, they'll feel quite solid, usually. They'll feel very solid inside because Ketu in the 4th shows that they have a paradigm of trusting their heart, trusting their gut, trusting their instincts. And again, this is what 4th house is about. It's very instinctive. It's our individual feeling. And so, Ketu there shows that they have a certain amount of experience with that, and they're willing to overlook it in order to activate the axis of Rahu in the 10th, which is about handling responsibility, handling pressure, acting externally, getting power. And, this is a very useful place for Rahu, actually, because Rahu is about taking action. Rahu is where we've come here to take action in the world and figure something out. And this is the Karma Bhava, this is the house of action. So when Rahu is in the 10th, the person will often take on a lot of power, take on a lot of pressure, want to get a lot of power, and they're comfortable with it. They like it. And it's actually, you have to look at everything, of course, if it's joined difficult planets or whatever. Anything can be difficult, but all things, being considered equal, it's one of the more constructive placements for Rahu and also for Ketu, because Ketu is about inward and it's about withdrawal. We withdraw into our feeling, into our heart. It's actually quite a complementary axis because Rahu wants to act externally and Ketu wants to feel. Ketu wants to withdraw from the world, and we withdraw into ourselves, into the 4th house. So this is one of the more constructive axes, and it's about developing outer circumstance and power, which often includes in our career with Rahu in the 10th, and Ketu is withdrawing into ourselves, into the 4th house, supporting that rise.